So I'm back with Terry Schmidtgen's Jeghetto, and we're talking about, I'm asking him to talk about selected pieces that he has created that were, as he said in the opening reception, I think were many first generation.
Yes, this is the first generation of my puppet family.
Well, I would love you to introduce us to your puppet family.
This piece here, this is actually my first puppet build. Because like I said, I did visual art, so I was doing these wire wrap sculptures. And when that voice told me to build the puppet, this is the torso and the head that I came up with. But originally, my 21-year-old, he was a toddler then, so one of his first outfits, he started outgrowing his clothes. So I took a pair of his jeans and a flannel shirt, and I put it on this puppet to host an open mic when I worked at an art gallery in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So he was my Adam.
Is this Dobby?
Dobby
Limar.
Yes.
Yeah. I love it. He looks like he was to say something great. Oh, look at that.
He talked, and I had the strings hooked up, and he talked, and he had a microphone made of PVC pipe. And I just started doing my thing, and the reaction was bigger than any other art form that I did. So I think I'm on to something.
Wonderful. What else should we listen to?
This guy here is one of my favorites. I built him around the same time, because you can see from the foot where I came up. I've been working on a science fiction story titled Spinocchio, the android who wants to be a real b-boy. So, it's post-apocalyptic, futuristic hip opera. Because,
I love the wordplay.
I play with words, Norm, that's what I do. But yeah, this guy is actually a thrifted leather jacket where I took the leather, hand sewed it, YouTube wasn't a thing. So I actually didn't know what thimble was because I would just jump right in. So I punctured holes all through my thumb.
Of course you did.
It took me a couple weeks to sew what I did, but then I used a little hot glue. It's a wooden frame, and this story is he was working in a lab with a professor, but he was that intelligent. He communicated through sign language, and the lab got blown up, and now he's a cyborg gorilla. He is developing his character now. He's just going to be badass.
I think about those wires. I mean, when you do the list of mediums, wood, leather, wires, fishing line, and hot glue, and steel rods, I think, and a couple of pieces of wood.
Yep. And
amazing. But I'm thinking back to what you said about for young people getting into it. Found objects are marvelous.
I just started with what I had. And that can transition to her over here. It's the same concept, PVC pipe. I had come across these table placemats with the bamboo, probably like this long, lay on the table. I just cut them up, start thinking with different hands and stuff. She's a live performance painter. So everything that I did in my past life, I do through puppetry now. I have a rapping puppet. His name is Low Frequency. This is Artista. She does paintings. I have actually 11-year-old videos of her painting on YouTube channel.
I have seen it. It's marvelous.
So these just slide the paintbrush into here. There were rods connected. I would just hold the rod and paint with her. But yeah, I was wanting to be a fashion designer as well in high school. That never took off. But I have a good friend that I used to draw clothes with. She went to Paris and got her line in Target. So
oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I have an eye for fashion. No, I just that's why I just
this is wonderful.
This dress. I don't know if it's like an A-line flare.
It's wonderful. An Artista.
Yes, Artista Marionette is her full name.
Artista Marionette. Where else should we go?
And it's a new venture I got into, just using the scrap pieces from the puppets. I was like, why not just start designing toys? So I do simple toys like these cars right here. Because this is I coined these sculpets because they're sculptures and puppets.
Oh my goodness. Isn't that
So
wonderful?
I do different animals. So it's a puppet, but it's stationary, where, you know, just a fidget.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I could be in trance for a long time.
Yeah, and then girlfriend, we see I'm stepping up the material. I'm using wood now. That's a transition from that, where I'm doing a little carving.
Yeah.
But this was, I needed a little realism because she was part of a puppet band that I created to have strings attached. She's actually the guitarist. This is actually a real hair weave. I just stapled it to wood.
And now her hands for the guitar, does she have something to hold the guitar?
The hands broke, so I just tied them, and the shirt just covers her hands, so she's
being shy.
standing there. Yeah, she's just being a diva right now. Yeah, I'll probably replace her hands eventually, because I think I've another puppet and did a film that was that scale, so I needed her hands, so I just did a hand transplant.
You cobbled, right?
To another puppet.
Jeghetto probably did the same thing.
Exactly.
Jeghetto. And again, this is Jeghetto's YouTube channel. It's fascinating stuff there. If you do. God bless. Oh.
And another scrapbook. This was from a shipping crate. You could tell this was a single piece of wood on the shipping crate. That's the indent, so I just chopped it like a loaf of bread, spaced it with jewelry beads, and everything is a symbol of fishing line. I'm basically sewing wood together with 50-pound test fishing line, and this can actually move.
It has such fluidity. I love the sound of it. I love this.
The little subtle sounds, yeah.
Very entrancing.
And when I'm getting more into installations, where I want to hook the puppets up to motors and have them moving. I've seen a few artists do that.
That would be great.
That would be incredible if I just had two relievers just moving up and down. They can do a flow. So that's gonna be my next venture. Like, I'm not busy enough.
But there's always another project, isn't there?
There always. None of my projects are ever done. They're just work in progress.
Oh, let's go look at the bat. Jackie wants to see the bat. It is pretty fascinating.
Controller from up here. It's too connected, but yeah, this is one of my favorite because the wings actually collapse, break down.
Isn't that gorgeous? And that's made out of pretend leather, faux leather?
Vegan leather.
Yeah.
But yeah, someone just donated a big roll of it. It was like this thick, probably like 5 feet tall. I used I have a lion the size of a big dog, and I used this material, just strips of it to make the mane, and that's plywood. The bigger puppets are made of more durable material.
So material comes your way and you use it.
Oh yeah, Facebook, so I'll just put out anybody got scrap wood, and then people, DM me, send me the address.
Sure.
It's one time I came up across a whole bunch of PVC pipe. A woman contacted me, was like, I have a yard full of PVC pipe. Her husband died, they had a pool. And she's like, do you want it? Because the next thing I know, I had a yard full of PVC pipe. It's like, I end up using it, eventually.
Can we look at these up
Oh
here?
yeah. And they gave one friend, a good friend of mine, he's a film guy. Actually, I did a pilot with him for one of his projects, doing a film project with puppets. And he was like, man, he's like, you don't understand. He's like, you're making shows out of trash, dude. Like literally.
And you are.
But this piece here, this was exclusively for this space and this exhibition, because knew I was bringing the night puppet, but I didn't just want him just standing, you know, like the others. I like movement, so I decided to make the dragon as a prop for him. So I just threw the axe together and built this, and like I built the main structure in a day, and then over the next 2 days before the opening, I added detail and stuff to it. So it'll just get recycled.
Had the great joy of having dinner with him when he was talking about finishing this up, and he got in and finished it up.
Oh, yeah.
When just before the gallery opened. In fact, you were carrying a card around, I think,
Yeah.
to identify you.
Yeah. And if I would have had more time, and like if we had reinforced hooks, I would have rigged it to where the wings could flap.
Oh my!
Because I do a week installation. So I come into a space, build a moving installation, and then tear it down and roll out. So then the one in LA, I can remember the galleries. Well, I did a gallery in Chinatown, LA. Can't remember, Automata. I did one in Atlanta, the Center for Puppetry Arts. And the first one I did was in the Dorothea Dix Park in Raleigh, North Carolina. That was very interesting because the history of the land, first of all, was the biggest plantation in the area. And then it was taken over by a mental asylum. So I named the installation Mental Slavery. And the installation was of a young white woman in a sheet sitting on the floor writing. And she was seeing demons, and the demons were the ancestors of slaves, and she's seeing them as monsters. So there's a monster coming out of the wall. There was an angel coming out of the floor, and the wings slapped. And
That's amazing.
And there was a giant spider. So it was the building was condemned, so no one could come in, but there were 2 doors. It was like a living room space. So I rigged strings at the front, at the doors, and the crowd could come and manipulate the installation from outside. I can send you a video clip of it. It should be on my website as well.
Thank you for going through that. Sorry it's so short, but we got to put it up on the web.
Yeah, keep it short and simple. Sorry.
Good to talk with you. No, sorry. Thanks again.